Hello, Marvel fans. Welcome back to Bludcast.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're back.
This is going to be very different.
It's a very different episode of Bludcast, and it's a very feelsy one. So
this is it's going to be a tribute, like
get out your tissues.
Exactly.
And get ready for crying.
If you don't know, I say he is the godfather of comics. Exactly. One of the godfathers.
One of the godfathers of comics.
Him, Jack Kirby, like so many others.
Bob Kane.
Bob Kane.
You know, there's so many people that we have to thank for comics.
But Stan Lee, he passed away 2 days ago.
It's crazy.
And he was 95 years old, but a lot of fans were not ready for that. We know it was going to happen, but it was.
Everybody knew it was going to happen in the next couple years.
But you just
didn't know when.
Yeah.
And this guy's a legend in the industry.
Yeah, so
there's so much things you could talk about Stan. You could spend hours and hours talking about Stan,
his legacy,
his work, his there's just so many things that he did that grabbed people, and he gave everybody a reason to look at comics.
Yeah, so right now I'm just gonna name the characters he made. He made
hundreds of characters.
I'm gonna list them. Not all of them, just
some of the ones that he remembers that we like.
Fantastic Four,
X-Men.
Did he do Punisher or?
I don't know if he did Punisher or not. Thor.
He did. Daredevil.
Captain America.
Well, not really. He made the Avengers. So
yeah, but I mean.
Yeah, so he did.
He had a big hand in Captain America's.
But even to this day, the one he said he loved the most, Spider-Man.
He's the man that built the house.
Exactly.
You know, Atlas Comics, who eventually became Marvel Comics.
Yep. And it was a long journey, but god damn it, it was.
The fact that he's kind of like everybody's secret grandpa.
Exactly. And the thing is, like, every time you see an interview he do, or you get to meet him, you feel like a child, like he's going to tell a story. That's exactly how it is.
It's weird, cause like he never lost, like, being in the industry that he's in, the entertainment, movies, comics. He never got the dark side that affected him. Like, he's probably seen the dark side, but he's like, he never let it get to himself. Exactly. He always tried to bring joy to everybody around himself.
Exactly. He is a very humble man. Like,
no matter like what problems he's had with other people and like he's worked with.
Yeah, like, and to think about
the differences he had with Jack Kirby, you know, his friends, like Bob Kane was a friend of his.
And here's the thing, like, I really don't. What was happening right before he died with his money situation, like where's money going to go with his daughter and all that, and he was on a pacemaker. I didn't want him to go out like that, but goddamn,
it's weird. Like everyone knew he was getting sick, but every time he'd come back, he would be like, I'm really good.
Exactly. Like
he'd make jokes about it. He'd be like, I'm not dead, I'm not sick, I'm fine.
He bring positivity to it.
He's a very positive person, and he didn't want people to see him as this weak old person.
Exactly. So he know that was happening, but he just like, hey guys, okay, just to forget about it. Like, just focus on what's happening now, like, and all that crap, like that.
I don't care what's happening to myself. I just want everybody to be happy.
Yeah. So.
And a lot of things people said about him weren't true. And he kind of told people like, hey, this is not what's going on.
Exactly.
Stuff is happening, but not what you think is happening. It's just don't believe everything you read on the internet or in magazine or whatever.
Yeah.
And he just showed like really positive things about people for being as old as he was. You know, he should have just been left alone. You know, like he should have been able to do whatever he wanted to do instead of people just talking about him all the time. Like, people should just let the man rest.
Yeah.
People were still trying to make money off of him, probably right before he died, probably.
Yeah, and it's going to happen right now because I'm sorry to say this.
People are going to start charging more for his comic books.
His signatures.
You know, his signatures, and I'm glad I never really buy a signature from him.
No, to be honest, all we wanted was a picture with him, and we got that.
We did. It was a great experience. Interesting experience. Alamo City Comic Con. We waited in line for 2.5 hours, maybe longer.
Yeah, something like that.
Hot. People crammed together, body heat.
And the thing is, we were like getting mad because again, like he was still in his 90s when you met him.
Yeah, like he's.
So he was probably like running behind, just he trying his best to get there, and he did.
Yeah, he had meds. The line was long, and he had to sit in a chair. It's not like he could stand up the whole time.
Yeah.
This guy's like, he still made a mission to meet everybody, even if a lot of money, because it's still like $200 to meet him, but
it was worth the money.
It was worth the money. It wasn't one of those situations where like, oh, why would I pay $200 to meet this person?
Exactly.
Stanley was kind of, you know why, he's older. There's a lot of care that goes into him being there, and it's Stan Lee.
Exactly, and again, it's so funny, like my picture.
If you look at the picture, man, go on our Instagram, it's on there. Mark could not contain his excitement.
Again, because I felt like a child, dude. Like I
think I'll always remember, because it was when you walk into that curtain to that room, and you see him, he's like, hey, how you doing?
Exactly.
And I just said, hey, Stan. And I was just like, I couldn't say anything else, because I was just like...
You're just excited to meet him, like...
Stan Lee, and like, you don't want to get in trouble for... anything,
Exactly, like I just couldn't talk, so I did my
stupid... He didn't talk. I said, hi, Stan, and he said, hey, how you doing? Looked at both of us like that, and then took the picture. It was awesome. We quickly got away, we got our picture, we uploaded it to Facebook that night.
And it just was memorable, dude, like, again, like...
And then remembering, right after we took the picture, we tried to find his panel, and his line
it was
went
long.
Around the convention center, like a mile long, and we're like, we're not getting into that convention. We're not getting into that one.
And it was disappointing because I really wanted to see that panel, but hey, we got the picture with it, and that's worth it for me.
That was worth it for me. I mean, it would have been the panel I would like to watch, but it was one that we couldn't even figure out where the line was.
Yeah.
And that room probably would have filled up, and we wouldn't have been able to watch it anyway.
Yeah, so it just...
But it was a great experience, like the way it happened. It's like, oh, we walk around this curtain, he says, hey, how you doing? And I say hi.
And me being like
meeting him, just like your face, like... See, like, 'cause I didn't know he did it until after once we got the printout.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck?
It's like, oh my god.
Screams internally.
Exactly.
It was just a great experience getting to meet him, and thank you for that. So.
Yeah, no problem. Like, I just originally I bought it for myself. Down to sell. 2 people. I was like, okay, that's a bonus. So I told you about it.
I was like, I cried internally. Then I got the chance to meet him, and it's something I'll always remember.
Exactly. So.
Getting to meet the legend, Stan Lee, and a lot of people. It's not like a rare thing. Hundreds of people have gotten to meet Stan Lee. Thousands of people have met
exactly, but again, like
not everybody got to meet him, and it's kind of cool.
Yeah, so it just...
Somebody that touched our hearts in comics and movies and all sorts of media. Not just stuff he's done. Like, he's been in stuff other people have done. His interviews, his other movies that people have done, the cameos, and his comics.
He also worked for DC for a little bit, like, his own stuff, like...
Doing, like, the Just Imagine thing is cool. Which is reimaginings of Batman and stuff like that in that.
And he was...
He's done... He's like independent comics too for himself.
He also did. Yeah, I remember those.
And it's just crazy, like the way this man worked, and he always went back to Marvel. That was like his home.
Exactly. He made Marvel the way he is.
Like he's the man that built the house.
Yeah.
And I think that's something like every time people are going to see a Marvel movie, even if it's a character he did not create.
He still is going to be in the movie.
He's still the man that built the house.
Exactly.
And you have to thank him for everything that we get to watch.
And talk about the movies, dude. Like, you were so excited when you ever see a Marvel movie. You're just like, oh, where's Stan Lee? Where's he going to be?
Like, where's he going to be in this movie? And there's so many great cameos from the old-ass movies. Like an X-Men.
The first one was the Incredible Hulk from the 1980s or something like that. He was.
I know he had a lot of cameos in like the old school shit.
Yeah, he did those.
He was in the Incredible Hulk show with Lou Ferrigno a couple times, I think.
I think so. I know one of them. He was like a part of the jury and some shit like that. Remember that one?
That's when he was younger.
Yeah, that was.
And then like, there's like a lot of cameos that he's been in since X-Men, being some like him watering the lawn in X3.
It's not comic book related, but he was in Mallrats.
He was in Mallrats. That was great.
It was.
Kevin Smith was a big fan of him, man.
Exactly.
And I think he's been in another Kevin Smith movie too before.
I think he has, but
I don't remember which other one he was in. But
like him and Kevin Smith, they were good friends.
Like they're good friends, and Kevin Smith looked up to that guy.
Yeah, like
it's crazy. Like the stuff he's been in, and the cameos he was able to do. what are some of your favorite Stan Lee cameos?
See. The first one I really like, Spider-Man 3, where he was talking to Peter Parker.
I think that's one of his most heart-wrenching. Go and watch the if you're young and you have never seen it, or you just want to have a Stan Lee feels. That's the cameo for you.
Exactly. That one is really good.
It's true. One man can make a difference.
Exactly.
He's talking about himself, even though he wasn't talking about himself in that context. When you look back and watch it, you're talking about yourself, dude.
Exactly. But this one's it's more comedic themed. Guardians 2.
Guardians 2 was pretty funny.
Exactly. Especially at the end, he was all left behind.
Watchers. It's cool because I was a fan theory that he was one of the Watchers.
Exactly. It makes sense too.
So it's kind of cool to see that he was hired by the Watchers.
Yeah, it was cool.
One of my favorite ones is one that I laughed really hard about. Is that Amazing Spider-Man one?
Oh,
the first movie where he's listening to music and then they're just fighting. He doesn't hear a damn word. That was great. That was one of my favorite cameos that people don't usually bring up all the time.
The other one's Deadpool 2.
Oh, that's a good one. Have you seen the Fantastic Four movies?
I seen the first one. The second one, not so much.
If you watch the second one,
I remember that one.
I'm Stan Lee.
Yeah,
Right. And that made me die. And then the first Fantastic Four,
he was a mailman
with Lou Ferrigno in that one, walking out of the Baxter.
Wait, I thought it was a Hulk.
No, that was in Fantastic Four, I think.
Which one was it when he was the mailman?
Oh, that's Civil War, I think.
No.
He's Tony Stank. That one?
No. That was a UPS. I need to look it up.
Because he was a mailman in that one where he delivered a package to the Avengers.
Yeah.
This one is Tony Stank.
Yeah, I remember that. That was pretty funny. But yeah, I don't know. That's going to kill me. I remember that mailman one. He was in a hotel lobby and some shit like that.
I really love the Thor one, the Thor Ragnarok.
Oh yeah, what the fuck?
Where he shaves Thor's head.
That was awesome. That makes sense.
That's one of my favorite cameos too. It's that's a really funny cameo.
He does a lot.
One of my least favorite cameos, because they didn't give him the right thing, was the Avengers, the first one. He was just on a TV screen.
Oh yeah.
He just turns around in a chair and I didn't really like that one.
Yeah, I really didn't. So,
but
there's a lot.
Anytime he pops up, I love seeing him in any cameo. The Deadpool
one was fun.
Deadpool one,
because you were not expecting him to be in a strip club.
just Deadpool fucking arguing with Stan Lee.
My favorite one was it was a teaser for the second one when he came out of the fucking phone booth.
No, yeah. And then the Logan one was kind of funny too.
Oh yeah, Logan.
Where he's arguing with Deadpool.
Yeah, that one. I like that one.
But and apparently he has 10 more years of cameos that they filmed. He filmed with Marvel at least, not with the other companies. And he had a cameo in freaking Teen Titans Go, of all things.
I was not expecting that. I was like, oh shit, Stan Lee.
It's gonna be weird when a generation of kids is not gonna see a Stan Lee cameo.
Yeah.
Like a real cameo. I mean, they still can go back and see the other movies. People are gonna tell them about, this is the man.
The one that made everything possible, for comic books.
And his comics are going to go up, his signatures are going to go up, and I hope there's going to be a bunch of reprints of it so we can buy some of his old
exactly,
shit.
To just imagine, I really want to read those, but they're going to go up in price.
To read the really good Fantastic Four stuff that he did. The Galactus stuff.
Was that the first 100 series, or what?
And the Galactus Snake is issue 50 something.
Yeah, because I think he worked on that with fucking Jack Kirby or something like that.
It's because I think Silver Surfer goes and shows up at issue 40 or 30 or 40, and then Galactus shows up in 50 or 60 or something.
Yeah, so it was definitely
the original Galactus stuff.
So he probably did.
School.
Yeah, definitely the first 100 series.
And he's the reason we got Inhumans, Thanos.
Thanos was a good one.
A lot of those characters are. Thanks to him. A lot of characters appeared in Fantastic Four first.
I'll say this. Cursey Thanos.
The internet's what's cool is there's a I don't know if you've seen this picture. It's Thanos and it's Stan Lee's gravestone.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Thanos is it was supposed to be half the universe, not the whole one.
I remember that one, dude.
Because he's the whole universe to Thanos. That was cool. I like that. That made me feel it was Thanos.
It is.
It's crazy, man.
Oh shit, dude! What where the hell were you when you found out about the news?
I was here. I was at home. You messaged me.
The thing is, I was getting ready. Like I was supposed to go to a launch. Then when I got the news, I was like, what?
I woke up and you messaged me before I even had the chance to read it. You were like, dude, Stanley, and then you clicked on like search Stanley, and there's like hundreds of articles within seconds.
Yeah. I don't even know. Like someone sent me a message. I was like, nah, this isn't true. Look it up. I was like,
there's 100 articles.
I know. I just like it was shocking, dude. Like
it's crazy. I mean, there's so much he did. Is there any like specific like storylines that you really enjoyed, or characters you really enjoyed?
Like I said, I do like Spider-Man. I think the one when Gwen Stacy died. I think
he didn't actually make Gwen Stacy die though. It was actually someone else writing the comic. He came back right after it and did the.
But I thought he was involved with that one. He didn't write it, but he wasn't kind of involved with it.
Yeah, but he didn't want to kill Gwen Stacy though. But he was involved in. But like he came back right after that happened. He started writing it again right after that happened, and he did the Clone Saga stuff. Yeah, right before the Clone Saga stuff came out.
And I think he was the one that wanted Peter Parker to be with Mary Jane.
He liked Gwen Stacy more than Mary Jane, but he always said Mary Jane. The moment he saw Mary Jane, that was the woman of his life. Like that's what Stanley has said in before. It's like, and even though he likes Gwen Stacy more as a character,
yeah. But funny thing, in that new Spider-Man game 2018,
he's in it.
He looks beautiful, by the way. Like it's so detailed. Like
it's like they motion capture the shit out of that.
Yeah, man. But his cameo was like telling like Peter and Mary Jane, like you're both always my favorite couples. So
it's true.
Yeah, it is. So
that was his couple, man. That was you have to thank him for the most famous scenes in comics. Well, he didn't draw it, but it was one of his.
Yeah, ideas. he just like had the vision in his head.
Yeah, the vision and had someone draw it. So plotted the guy who drew it as well. It's not only one guy. Stan's always said like, it's never just me.
No, exactly.
You have to think Jack Kirby. You have to think the writers, the editors, the artists, the pencilers, everybody.
Yeah, he thinks everyone.
His imagination given to somebody else to paint onto the page. Yeah. He gave me one of my favorite panels in comics, and that's Mary Jane walking through the door. Hey Tiger, and you hit the jackpot.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
One of my favorite. I would get that tattooed on me if I could. Like that, Stanley did stuff like that and had worked with people that created these beautiful, most really memorable scenes in comic books, and that was one of my favorites. Is like you can thank him for that because that's one of his favorite moments in comics.
Yeah,
because he always thought Mary Jane should be with Peter Parker and Gwen Stacy should have been the thing that mentally torments Spider-Man, even though he's with Mary Jane. And Spider-Man has always been that. It's weird. I think he said this before. He's like Peter Parker is basically himself.
Yeah, he said that.
It's like he puts his own personalities into that character specifically.
And the more you read it, you kind of see it.
Like, I think it was a lot of stuff he learned as a kid and younger, teenager. He put into Peter Parker, like shit that he did bad, he did wrong, just the personal stuff, not the superhero stuff. The personal stories that Peter went on, the stuff that he wrote anyway.
Yeah, so
he put into Peter Parker himself. And so it's crazy.
It is.
I'm gonna actually show you something. I think I have it somewhere over here.
Oh shit! What is it?
Right here. A great Stanley movie where he's actually in it a lot, and he wrote the story, and there's a comic about it too. Stanley's 97.
This one I actually do want to see.
It's really good. They were supposed to make 4 movies about it, but I think he only ever got around to writing this one.
Man, what a shame.
And he has a lot of it's weird because he has a lot of stuff to talk about in this. Like he's an actor in it. Basically, he really wrote this and really had a very big thing. It's actually Stan Lee Comics right there.
It's all comic.
It was something he did himself, and it's pretty good. Not the best movie, but it's really good. Very well animated, really well written. Check out Stan Lee's Mighty Seven. It's a thing he did without Marvel. Just himself written, and then he had someone draw it, and then it became an animated movie.
I really wanted to see this, but I could never find a copy of this, or I can't even find it.
I bought it the day it came out, and it was only available at Walmart.
That's maybe why I couldn't find it.
So, it was like something I got the day it came out because I was really hyped about it.
A lot of people said it was good.
It's pretty good. I wish they would have made the other movies, but they never did. I don't know why. Maybe they didn't sell enough copies.
Exactly, like...
I thought I'd bring that up because, like, Stan Lee did stuff not just with Marvel. It's crazy. And you can thank him for some of his things with, stuff with Amalgam Comics, Marvel DC crossovers, stuff like that. Stan liked a lot of it. He never really hated DC for any reason. No, he was just different company.
Different companies, yeah, exactly.
He had friends in both companies. He had friends in Image. He had friends all over the place.
And I think, like a fucking Seth, he was friends with Stan Lee.
There's a lot of people who are friends with. Bob Kane was friends with Stan Lee.
Fucking Jack Kirby, he went to DC.
Yeah, I mean they had a falling out.
Yeah, but they
eventually went back to Marvel. Eventually.
Yeah, then they made up, dude. Like,
like stuff happens in comics. You never do everything twice.
Yeah.
So I mean,
he did so many things.
I don't know. It's just crazy. One thing I'm not looking forward to, but also looking forward to at the same time, is the very feelsy thing for Avengers 4.
Okay. Like, this is what me and him talk about. We got a feeling at the end of the movie, there's gonna be a chant.
I think it's gonna, the Stan Lee's, in memory Stan Lee's gonna pop up, maybe a picture with his name on it, like with the picture, or no picture, just his name.
Yeah.
Like, in memory of Stan Lee. And I think the whole theater, this is my opinion, I told it to him, to Mark, and I was like, the whole theater's gonna chant, "Thank you, Stan. Thank you, Stan." And if that happens,
I'm joining in.
I'm gonna join in and I'm gonna fucking cry.
I want to.
I can see everybody just hugging each other at the end of Avengers 4. Not because of the movie.
Just because, Stan, dude, like
I can see people just going like this and just chanting together. It's just something I imagine. It's weird.
I'm pretty sure it's gonna happen. I'm not gonna.
It might not be in every theater. It will happen, but I think.
But I'm pretty sure it's gonna happen like somewhere.
I think in the big theaters and the big, premiere nights, the first nights.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. Like,
it's gonna be like a crazy emotional crowd. Because one, the emotional stuff that happened in Avengers 3.
Exactly, and Avenger 4 is going to take it all back. Hopefully,
it's gonna change everything.
Exactly. Depends on Guardians.
And I think there's gonna be some really interesting things. Cause and if you don't know experience me and you have, is that in some movies like Star Wars and Avengers, mostly those two movies, the crowd gets really involved. There's applauding. There's like
Star Wars, everyone applaud. Avengers, dead silent.
It's crazy.
Dead silence, and everyone leaving the theaters. There was still silence.
It was the quietest theater
my god
I've ever been in after a movie.
Exactly.
Like, it wasn't like, people picking up their trash, it was over. Like, once the...
People still stayed to see, like, there was like...
It was just like...
Even after the...
Nobody was moving, it was just, everybody was just like, what the fuck just happened?
Exactly.
The quietest theater, it's a legendary moment. And we probably didn't get the same effect in, like, the later, like, if you saw it weeks after it.
No.
But if you saw it with the band, the whole theater was just quiet. Nobody was talking.
Exactly. A true story, like, we saw our friend, Tanner, when we went to his car, we were just silent, too. We was like, what the fuck was that? Like,
man, what the craziest thing was, how usually people come out of the theater, they're, loud.
Yeah.
When the movie's over.
Everyone,
because there's a line, like, right outside the theater, like, right outside the door. Everybody was just, like, fucking shocked. Like, you could see the line looking at us. Like,
what the fuck?
Why is everybody so quiet?
I remember someone told me, like, how was the movie? And I was like, I had to did that because I couldn't even talk.
It was crazy. I'm sure it was a very interesting experience for the people who did the second showing, the one right after ours.
Yeah. Because
I could see them having a perspective of, like, what's about to happen? And then they go in, like, they're happy. And then they realize, oh, fuck. And like that's something you have to thank Stan for, because that's crazy. And I think there's gonna be something crazy. Something. It's gonna be another theater. Like there's only so many movies that have a very big experience. Every movie's an experience in the theater.
Yeah. So.
But there are some that stand out. The first Avengers movie was a very standout one,
which I wasn't a part of, sadly.
Technically, the Star Wars movies I've seen in theaters. Especially Phantom Menace, the
Force Awakens, that was a good one because
like I saw Phantom Menace in theaters and I saw The Revenge of the Sith in theaters. I didn't see Clone Wars in theaters. Lord of the Rings when I saw those in theaters. The Hobbit, and then Avengers, not Avengers 2 surprisingly, but Avengers 3, yeah.
Yeah, like it just.
And then Justice League, but Justice League was interesting. There's only so many movies that have like this weird thing around them that make you go, what?
Yeah, exactly. And
I think Avengers 4 is going to be one of those movies where you need to see it in the first couple of days it comes out.
I'm thinking...
To feel the energy in that theater.
I'm thinking there are going to be tears. I know there are going to be tears because it's going to be emotional.
I think it's going to be weird because I think when the movie starts, people are going to cheer.
Exactly.
Like the Marvel credit, the opening Marvel thing, I think people are going to be like, yeah. Or people are going to be sitting there dead silent because they don't know what's about to happen.
Exactly. Just like focus, like, okay, what's going to happen?
Okay. And I think eventually, wherever the Stan Lee cameo is in that movie, everyone's going to uproar. Like, the whole theater's going to get super fucking loud.
It is. I could tell by far it's going to get.
And then I think the emotions is going to be a wave. And then the end of the movie is going to hit, depending on what happens. Anything good or anything bad. It could be like if someone dies, of course, tears, But once we get to the end of the movie, because we don't know exactly what's happening in that movie, to say I think what's gonna be the end of the movie, before the cameo, the end credit scene, post credit scene, one or two end credit scenes, whichever we have, if we have one or two, we're gonna have in memory of Stan Lee. I think, like I said already, this is us repeating ourselves. People are gonna be crying. People might be hugging each other. Or the theater's going to chant, "Thank you, Stan," or "Stan."
It's going to be emotional.
And I think it's going to be one of the most emotional movies.
Exactly.
Like, not necessarily because it's a drama, like a movie that's supposed to make you cry.
No, an icon is gone.
Yeah, it's like it's one of the very few movies that's going to do that. Star Wars does that, Toy Story's done that.
And...
but like... Because I think apparently Toy Story 4 is going to do that. So.
Yeah, so we ain't going to say it yet because it's just not the focus of the podcast. But yeah.
But like, I think Stan has had such an impact there that it's gonna seep into Avengers 4 in more than one way. It's going to be happiness. It's going to be sadness.
There's going to be epicness.
It's going to be one thing I'm going to have to request it is the day off for. So.
I'm probably going to have to too.
Because I'm not going to not see that opening night. So.
It is because again, seeing Infinity Wars in theaters that was an experience.
Just like the.
And a lot of people is asking like, why I like seeing Marvel movies in the day of because, again, it's the experience of watching it with fans. Like
you never know what will happen. What the feels of the theater will fluctuate, and even if you're not feeling a thing at the exact time it happens. It's weird. The energy will just flow to you. It's like it's hard to explain. Like the energy of the theater flows to you, and you feel what everybody else is feeling, even though you weren't feeling it.
Yeah.
Like you're like, it's just weird. Like something will happen, and you'll be like, you'll look around, and then you'll all of a sudden feel that way. It's weird.
It is like that's
like moments like spoilers for Avengers when Red Skull appears.
Dude,
everybody got the chills. The whole theater, you could tell.
Oh yeah, I remember
things like that. Like it's like. You never know. The theater is like a character of the movie. It makes the movie different when you see it there. It's and I think Stan being a part of that is going to make this weird emotional circle of energy for that movie. It's gonna be no matter how good or bad the movie is going to be. It's going to be a good movie more than likely. But that energy of Stan's going to always be there.
It is.
And it's going to be emotional. That and like. All the upcoming Marvel movies, Captain Marvel, Spider-Man, and Avengers are going to be pretty.
And I heard he's going to be Into the Spider-Verse too.
Yeah, so he's supposed to have a cameo in that. So It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
I'm glad he has a cameo in Into the Spider-Verse.
Exactly. Like, a lot of people say, "Oh, he's not going to do it," but you gotta remember, he was in Big Hero 6.
That was cool.
It was.
He had 2 cameos. He had one with just the painting, and then post-credit scene, I think, where he actually appears and talks.
Yeah, I was just
He's like the dad of one of the characters. In that
I was
movie.
like, "You're so lucky, Dad Stanley."
Your dad's Stan Lee, but you're also one of the Big Hero 6.
Yeah.
But like, and that's why I really wanted a sequel to Big Hero 6. That was such a good movie. They did like some shitty thing on Netflix, I think, but like, I really wanted a sequel to that because that was a great movie.
Yeah, so
it's gonna be an interesting couple months when we start seeing those cameos from the other movies.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Captain Marvel, Into the Spider-Verse, Avengers, Spider-Man.
I'll say this for Captain Marvel, they're gonna miss the opportunity for this.
Nah, I think he's...
No. I want him to be like a... What years is it gonna take place in? Like in the 90s, right?
80s.
I thought it was the 90s.
80s.
Okay, if it's gonna be the 80s, I want Stan Lee to be like a radio announcer or something like that.
It'd be cool, but they already had his stuff filmed, so...
I know that, but it's just me like talking like... They don't have to show him hear his voice, but they can show him like in a radio station.
It's possible.
Because he got that voice for radio, I'm sorry.
I think in the future you might hear his voice on like a car radio or something.
Yeah.
Like whenever we don't have him anymore. Like, oh, we're talking with Stan Lee on K9 radio.
Exactly.
He's like, Excelsior! And then it cuts away.
There's that. And in the future, you could be like Easter egg, like, okay, where's his Easter egg?
I think once the companies are all finished with all the current Stan Lee stuff that have been filmed, because apparently Marvel has like 10 years worth for themselves anyway. They apparently filmed like a shit ton of cameos that they could place in any movie.
Yeah, well, we'll find out for sure, but yeah.
But once they're finished with all the footage that he's collected over the years.
Like, I wanted to see like a statue of him. Oh, okay, there's him. Oh, there's a poster of him. Okay, like shit like that.
Well, yeah, like a poster, a flyer, or a shirt.
A shirt.
Stuff like that. Or hey, here's Stan Lee comic book.
Or look, this is my grandfather.
My grandfather died in the Battle of New York.
Stan Lee. I was like, that's cool.
So I think there's going to be interesting things to do with that.
Yeah, so.
It's crazy. It's the man, the myth, the legend. Stan Lee. He lost one of the most important people in comics. He lived a long life, 95.
95.
We're always going to remember this guy on the likes of Bob Kane.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think he's a big reason why I'm a Marvel fan. So.
Yeah, again, like, I started off with Spider-Man, and that was his creation.
You have to thank him for all the things. Even if you're not a fan of what he wrote.
If you
like Marvel, like comic book movies, you thank Stan Lee because he's the one that helped
build
get Marvel. It done. Everybody thanks him. Kevin Feige thanks him.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this guy is what made comic books the way they are today. One of the reasons. Not the only reason. Well, a big part.
Yeah.
It's going to be an interesting world without him. But I'm glad he's resting easy and not sick or hurting anymore.
And he's with his wife. That's all that matters.
Yeah, so
we
got many years with him to creating great comics, great movies, great stories, great interviews.
And it will last us for a very long time.
Yeah, just go through the internet, go through YouTube, find his interviews, find his cameos, find his just anything, his YouTube channel that he had for a while.
I forgot about that.
Just anything he wanted to talk about. Or the old comics where he used to do letters to the editor.
That I remember.
Like he used to talk in his comics and have little passages. Look up anything you can find on Stan Lee if you're a fan of comics. This man was the best example.
Yeah, he is.
He was a guy who didn't let anything hurt him, so I thank him for comics. He's the reason I'm a nerd. So one of the reasons I'm a nerd. So thank you, Stan.
Thank you, and thank you again for everything you did.
You.
So we're going to end it right here.
Excelsior.
Excelsior.
I guess one person can make a difference. Enough said.